Welcome to Java 8 Introduction. In this lecture, we are going to look at the new features of Java 8, and we are going to step by step make example. And in the first lecture, we are going to see the default method for interfaces, and then we will see lambda expressions, functional interfaces, method and constructor references, lambda scopes, built-in functional interfaces, streams, data API, and annotations. So let's start with default method for interfaces. In the new Java 8 features, the interfaces will be able to implement concrete methods beside abstract methods. And you are going to use the default keyword to define those new methods. These are also known as extension methods. And concrete classes will implement only abstract methods. They can use the default methods directly. And the benefit of this new feature is you can add a default method to the interface without breaking the implementation code. What you should be careful about is default methods are not final. Default methods cannot be synchronized, and default methods cannot override object methods. Now let's give an example. Let's go to Eclipse. I create the package com Java features, and the first thing is the interface. Previously we were just creating methods, abstract methods inside interfaces. You can create an interface by file, new, and interface, and then you can write the name of this class, this interface, and you can write the abstract method and the default method. Here, this one is the default method. Previous Java versions didn't have this feature. Now we are going to use the default keyword, and then the type of the method, and then name of the method, and this method will be available to the implemented classes. And I create the new class which is implementing this my default interface. And when you create this interface, you have to also write the implementation of the abstract method. As you see, calculate area was abstract inside my default interface. If you look, calculate area. So whenever you implement this interface, you have to also write the definition of the method, whatever you want to do. You can change, you can say my area is, for example, a times a, and return the result. So this will be your calculating of the area. You can calculate rectangle, square, or whatever you need. And as you see, I'm using the mySquareRoot method of the my class, but I didn't define it here. It is coming from the my default interface. It was defined as default, so the default methods can be used directly by the implementers of this interface, and I'm using it. And if I run the program, okay, as you see, I'm getting the square root of 10 from this interface. So this is our first example for using the default. If you want to repeat, what is it? It is known extension method. It is used inside the interfaces, and we are going to use the default keyword to define it. And these can be directly used by the implementer classes. These methods are not final. They cannot be synchronized, and they cannot override the object methods. This is the end of the first lecture. In the second lecture, we'll be talking about the lambda expressions. Thank you.